Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pixel. In today's video, we are going to be working on saving our stats. And the way we're going to do that is by using a data store. So in our leader stat script, we're going to have to add a lot of things, and I'm going to explain how data stores work. So this is going to be a short tutorial, first of all. Shorter than most tutorials because we're just adding. So what we're going to do is up here, outside of our function, we're going to write two variables: data store service, which is going to be for this data store service, and then our another one called PDS, which is player data store. Then we're going to do data store service get data store, like that. And then inside here you can put whatever you want. So what this basically means, this is the name, or I guess you could call it like the key, password, or whatever to your store. This name, when you completely release the game, create a code and do not change it. Don't lowercase it, don't add a space. If you change this code, everyone's data will be erased. You cannot retrieve it, I think. I mean, even if you change it and then put it back, I don't think so. It saves everything. So do not change this. But when you're testing, it's good to have like a number here to see how many times you've changed it. So I'm just going to put 01 in case we ever want to add something here. We can do that. So here on the top part of our function, inside, not on the outside, but just at the top, we're going to make two variables. One is going to be called key, and we're going to do speech marks like this, and inside here put PDS in caps, a dash, no space, and then we're going to go outside, space, put two dots like that, another space, and then new player.user ID. This is the key that we're going to use to access the player's data. So, and to do that, we're going to do local get save equals PDS get async key. So what this is doing is, this is basically, this variable represents a table of all of our data. So you know what tables are. So you know local table equals, let me do my table. So a table is basically like an array that holds multiple values, and we're saving 4 values. Yeah, click bonus, prestige, points, and leader stats. We're saving all 4 of these. So the numbers would look something like this. No, it's actually 3, not leader stats. So it would be, I forgot to turn this off. Okay, so you can't really actually see it, but this is kind of how it would be. So for points, say you had 35 points and you're on prestige 2 and your click bonus is 5. This is how it would look, because this is the way you would save it as well. The way you save it and the way you load it has to be the same. So that is what get save does, but we're gonna do something below all of this. Okay, so what we're going to put here is we're going to do if get save then, and the if get save basically means that if the player has data saved, so if they've played the game already, then we're going to load their data. So, and to do that, like I said, we're going to load the same way we're going to save. And I think it's just best to save, well, it's going to save the same way you create them. So the first one we did was points, prestige, and click bonus, like that. So if you add any extra ones, it'll be basically the way you see it in the script: points, prestige, click bonus, like that. So then what you're going to do is we're going to do points.value. So we're setting the value of points equals get save 1. And what this means is, since this is a table, we're getting the first value of the table. Remember the little table I did up here, which was 35. So I would set the points to 35. And then we're going to do the same thing with prestige, but it's going to be 2. And then click bonus as well, and that's going to be 3. And then down here, let me actually change this so you guys can see. I always forget to zoom out in case you guys can't see it. We're gonna do a print function, and we're gonna do data loaded for, put a space, speech marks, and then new player dot name, like that. Okay, and then after that we're going to put an else, and we need this else because, you know, get save is basically saying if our data exists, then we're going to load it. But what if it doesn't exist? Then we're going to do the same thing, but these values are going to be the default values of if you're just joining for the first time. So points would be 0, prestige would be 1, and then click bonus would be 0 as well. And then we're also going to do another print, and inside here we're going to do new data created for space 2 dots new player dot name. So now that we have that, we've basically done the loading part of everything. So this will load data, but now we need to save it. And the way we're going to save it is that when the player removing connect function player. So we're going to do it when the player is leaving, which is player removing. So it's still going to be able to, because we don't need them in game to save or do anything like that. We can, you know, they're going to leave and the server is going to just get their user ID for us, and then we're going to save it. And this is going to be edited usually more different than my usual data stores, because we're going to run through 2 different sets of stats, because we have leader stats and we have player stats. So pay attention. This is going to be a lot. So we're going to just print saving data for, again, new player dot name, and then we're gonna again create our key. Make sure it is exactly the same as the way you have it up here. This has to be exactly the same or it will not work, because we're using this key to load the data, and we also need to use the same key to save the data. Then we're going to create 2 variables called stats1, which is going to represent the player leader stats, and then stats2, which is going to represent the player's player stats, which are 2 different things that we've created. Leader stats is for things that are going to appear on the leaderboard in the right corner, and then player stats are things that we don't want them to see, but it exists. So that's what we're going to do for that. And then we're going to create a table. Data to save. It's going to be called data to save. And then to do these curly brackets, hold shift and hit the regular bracket, both of them like that. And you don't need to put anything inside that makes it an empty table. All right, and then we're going to do for I loops to run through all the stats we have to get all the values of all the stats and then save them. So we're going to do stats1 get children, and stats1 represents our leader stats. So we're going through the leader stats, and we're going to do something called table insert. And table insert is going to data to save, not server. Okay. What that is going to do is the parameters in here is, oh, I did this wrong. It's supposed to be stat right here. Okay. So what this does is the 2 parameters, the 2 parameters, the first one is the table and the second one is the value you want to put inside of the table. So we're inserting the value of this into the table. And since there are 2 values in leader stats, our points and our prestige, there's going to be 2 values like that. And then we're going to do the same thing and insert, we're basically going to do the same thing, but with the player stats. So to do this, we're going to do something called a warn, so it sticks out to us. So it's like print, but it's orange, the simplest way to put it. So player left, saving, space, speech mark, put 2 dots. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Stat.name, ... and then you're going to put this little line, which is right next to the squiggly bracket, the right one, then space, speech mark, and then stat.value. So the way this is going to look is it's going to say player left, saving the stat name, and then the value of that stat. And now you can go ahead and copy this and then change this to stats 2, and that should be it. I don't think we have to change anything else. And then lastly, we're going to do PDS set async key data to a save. So that should be the entire data store. And for us to test this, I'm actually going to pull up the Roblox website right now. You're going to go to the create page up here, and right next to, hold on, we have to go down here. Right next to your game, hit the configure icon right here and go to configure game and click enable studio access to API services. That is how we're going to allow the studio to use data store inside of studio. We cannot use it inside studio if that is not on. So if you do that, we make sure your output is open, and we're going to hop into game. We already got a error. That's okay. We can just look. It's at 47. Let's see what we did. Oh, we did not put a capital V. Remember, in scripting, capitals have to be exact. Caps matter in scripting. Okay, it says data loaded. All right. Actually, I'm going to upload a video for a fix because this isn't correct. I actually put the prestige and the points on the client, and I meant to put them on the server. So we're going to fix that in episode 4.5, which should be out not that much longer after this episode. I'm not sure. I think I just might go ahead and release both at the same time. So, I think, see if we change this to like 500. I don't know if it'll save. Yeah, it'll save them as 0, 1, and 0. So that is our data store. But this is not going to work. Make sure you stay tuned. I think I am going to release these back to back. The next other episode should be out, and it should show you how to fix it so that it works. And if we have any issues, we'll fix the data store, but it looks like the data store is working. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope the audio was much crisper because I got a windscreen for my microphone, which reduces the noise and just makes it the quality sound much better. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the latest video, and I hope you've been enjoying all the streams. Make sure you come to my streams because I stream a lot. So you might see my streams on my videos, my uploads, because I upload them after in case you want to watch. But if you want to see them live, join my Discord. The link will be in the description as always. And I always post a link before I'm going to go live, so you guys have a chance to come and see me. So that is all I have to say for today's video. This is me signing off, and as always, keep on scripting.